Hello, class. Now we're really going to get into the meat of setting up this Axon, and I might make this into various videos. We'll see how long it goes. Um, but I have this model here. I've applied all the materials. I've set all the materials in previous videos, so you should basically be ready and set with that to go. And you'll notice one thing I've done is I've come to my 3D view under the project browser, just the generic 3D view, which is where I want to stand. And to start to crop this up as an axon or section perspective, we're really going to work on the plan axon first here. And I'm going to just come to my cube and right click over it and go to Orient Views, go to Floor Plans, and select your level. So I highly recommend starting with the lowest level, as you'll see in the next following steps. So I'm going to go to Floor Plan Level 1 in this case. And we're going to see when I do that, Revit automatically makes it into a floor plan view, and it cuts off the top. We can see it's still being rendered, and I'm still technically in 3D view. Now what I want to do is I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. I want to come to my cube, or however you want to zoom around, and I want to get it to sort of a 3D view that looks sort of interesting. I could adjust this later, but for now this is a good view. I have a floor plan. I'm looking about semi down on it, semi at an angle. Now, one of the things we notice is I can see the first floor of this segment of the building, but I can't here. And arguably it's a little high. I want to sort of bring this down to maybe 4 feet, give or take, on this zone, like a real floor plan section would be. And so to do that, I have to adjust the crop box. Now, in my case, I don't see the crop box view on. You might in yours. It depends on how your file sort of has been set up. If you don't like mine, the first thing you have to do is turn on your hidden object. So I'm going to go down to this little light bulb right here and click on it. It turns it in this pink zone, this purple color that shows it. And here's my crop box. It's right here. Right, and so when I select on it, it becomes blue, and we have all these little arrows on each side. And what these arrows do, it allows you to change how much of a crop zone you are cropping to. So if I wanted to show more over to the left here, I'd move these 2 arrows. I'm not going to change that because I think it's fine. But what I really want to do is change the up and down area. So I'm going to go to this. This up and down one down here, that's going to move the bottom box. That's going to move this plane that's down here. What I want to do is I want to move the top one down. So I have to go up to this set of arrows. I'm going to click on it and just pull down a little bit and let go. I'm not sure how much I have to do, but when I can test it and start to see, okay, well, here we go. This looks like it's about the right height above the first floor plan over here. And I am down low enough where I'm cutting through the floor plan over on this side. So I think that is a pretty good height. And so with that, you might go and unhide the view elements just so I can get a better view of it here. And I might continue to zoom in a little bit. Hopefully that doesn't mess up the roof too much, but maybe I'll zoom out just a little bit more just to account for the fact that things are going to be sticking up in the view when I get to the end of this. If you want to adjust the view anymore, just go ahead and adjust it as needed. You want to make sure you do see into the plan generally well enough, but not so much that it's all about plan. So when you get something good, like this, you're pretty good. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click over top of this view and go Save View, and this name will come up. So I'm going to call this First Floor Axon. First Axon. You could add the floor if you want. You don't need to. I'm going to say OK. And the other thing I'm going to do, just to get this set up, because I'm going to have to do this step a few more times, and I might follow that up in the next video, but to make sure that those other levels are coming up as easily as I can to simplify my work, I'm also going to go ahead and set a few more things right now. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to change my view style to realistic, which is ultimately what I'm going to want to do this on. And I'm going to want to turn on my shadows, because shadows for 3D rendering are always good. So I recommend turning them on. And I could do this later, but I'm going to do this now too. I'm going to go to my little sun and go to sun settings. And I want my sunlight to come from the top right. If you want top left, that's fine too, but I'm going to choose top right and just say OK as my sun setting. So basically that's all going to be set up in this first floor Axon view. And we still have to set up our other views for the other floors, and we still have to go through rendering as well as some Photoshop post-processing. But that is basically how you can take a 3D view and cut it apart to have this cool looking Axon. Even at one floor level, it's pretty cool and interesting to look at. But when you start adding drawings together and doing Photoshop post-processing work and rendering it, it becomes even better. So look for the rest of this in the follow-up videos on how to do those steps.